Alright, into the next part. Now this is a move that's going to be used a couple times, and it's probably the most insignificant, but at the same time the most important part of this trick. And I'm going to show you the way that you did it, and I'm going to show you the way that I want you to do it, and I want you to tell me if you can spot the differences. Here's how you did it. Okay? And then here's how I would have wanted you to do it. And there's two key differences there. One is that when you did it, your hand is floating above the table. Okay? Two is that it moves, and when you're picking up this card, it's over here on the left side. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you why I have problems with this, and it's the same issue that I have with both of them. If it ends up on the left side of this card, what reason do I have to put these into my hand before I pick this up? It doesn't make sense. It's unmotivated. It's a move, right? Now, it's not a move in the typical sense. I mean, nobody's going to call you out on it and be like, why'd you do that? But it's just, it doesn't make sense, right? And our magic should make sense. Everything we do should make sense. So if we're picking up here, here, and just going here for no reason, you know? So what I want you to do is have your hand here and have it anchored here, right? Have it hitting the table or resting on your lap. I think I had it resting on my lap in the video because I was sitting higher up and it was resting on my lap. But if you're anchored here, for me to go like this and then pick this card up would be I would have to move this hand, right? So for me to, this is awkward for me to reach across and then put it in these hands. So it would make perfect sense for me to go, oh, okay, whatever. You know? And because it's anchored there, it feels like it's more effort to move it. Because I'm on the table, it feels like, oh, you know what? He could move it and pick this up like this, but it requires more effort, so this is easier somehow. You know? It's illogical, but it feels, because it's anchored, because it's solid, it feels like it's less effort to move it after you put the cards in your hand for some reason. Right? So anchoring here, rather than anchoring here, just makes sense. Right? And I want you to think about motivation for everything you're doing when you're doing a card trick, any given card trick. Motivation is important. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is, not even if it's not a move, even if I'm just picking up the card box, why am I picking up the card box instead of sliding the card underneath? Well, that's because I have to put it onto the bottom, or because I want to, you know, any given reason. Little things like that I don't think matter as much, but this is a move. And so we need to make it look, we need to give it a reason, okay, is what I'm trying to say. And this has motivation while this doesn't. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get at, is think about motivation. So we anchor, pick up, oh, we need this card too. Right? And then we go into our next phase. I believe you do this fine. The whole thing like this, right? Top change. And to there. Whatever. And so we go into the change. Actually, this is something that I played with for a long time, this change. I don't think it's been published anywhere, so keep this under wraps. But I hope you liked it, because I find it's a fun change. Now, here's what you did. You did something weird here. Let me watch this change. I think it goes back to the same thing that you did at the beginning, which had to do with not getting your double beforehand type of idea. Picked up. Yeah, okay, here's what you did. Pick this up. We went like this. Now, what makes sense there? I turned them over to turn them back over, display them, so that I could turn them over again and throw that one onto the table. Does that, like, it just, you made this sort of a move type of thing. Whereas if I just go like this, now that makes sense. I'm using the other card to pick up the queen, right? Because the queen's the card I want to display. So I'm using the other card to pick it up, because it's hard to pick up one card on the table sometimes. It doesn't always work. So my using the other card to pick up the queen makes sense, right? So again, that's motivation type of idea. And so that goes there. Whatever. here I screwed up in the video. Oh. Right, sorry about that. I don't know where it cut out, hopefully not too much. So yeah, goes underneath, we move across, and we pick this up. Here's where I screwed up in the video, actually. This card, when we do our snap chain, if we go like this, there's one problem with that. And it's that we have to make a move out of ditching this card, right? We have to reach forward, take the card, and then put this down. So what I want you to think about doing is doing the snap change behind your left hand. Because if we do the snap change here, this card we have to put down on the table up there. Or we don't have to, but we're putting it. We're going to put it down on the table up there. So I have to go over this packet first. So it gives me a reason to ditch this card, right? I'm not making a move out of ditching this card. I'm not making an issue out of it. It's just going down there. Whereas if I make the snap change the focus of this, and then bring back, I'm going, and so I'm clearly ditching something. I mean, not clearly, nobody knows that I'm doing it, but this is just a hell of a lot more natural. Okay? So, again, if we do the snap change back here and then go forwards and across, it's a lot better. So queen gets put here, and we display again. Now, you changed this display procedure. You did something different here, I think. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, yeah, you turned this over, and then you went into, whoops, I don't know what oh, your cards were in different spots, right? Whatever. You changed that procedure, it works for your method, sure. Not gonna go into it too much. In my method, it's single, single, double, single, and then we do a laydown, right? Whatever. Your method, you end up with the queen on the face. And I liked the way you handled this, except that I'm going to show you, there's one reason I don't like what you did. And it's that you turn this queen over, you pull these across, and you turn the queen over again. And this is the same thing we've been talking about the whole video. It's just a move that doesn't make sense. Now, it's clean and it works, and there's no telltale signs of it being a move, but it doesn't make sense. Alright? There's no reason for you to be doing what you're doing. You have no motivation for it. So what I'd rather you do is pick up the queen, turn it over, and then turn the whole packet over, and do an underspread. Because that sort of makes more sense. Right? Because we have to display these cards. So we do an underspread, take the queen, then turn this over again. Right? Because now we're turning it into a display. We're not just putting the queen here, counting across, showing the queen again, putting the queen down. Because now we're picking up the queen, putting it in the packet, and then putting the queen back down. Which doesn't make sense in any way. Whereas it sort of is more logical if we want to show the whole packet as the diamonds, and then we've got the queen here, which will, you know what, we'll leave it right there on the table. And then we go into the display, and I want to show you, if you do that display the same way that I do it, with the kick down, right? When we get into the back part of the display, this card is out-jogged, well sorry, this double is out-jogged from the rest. So if I pull this down and put it here, we actually have a corner right here where all the cards are, except for the double. So I can do this really nice one-handed laydown of that double card, because the friction of the table, this is free to move, right? But it won't fall because I've got friction between the cards. But as soon as it touches the table, I loosen pressure, and the friction between the table is greater than the friction on the hand. So there's that. And I don't want to have to make a third video, so I'm going to have to wrap it up now. But I know it seems like I'm pointing out insignificant things, but these are the things we have to think about, is motivation and fluidity in Magic, and it's really important, I find. And so I just want you to think about that anytime you're doing Magic, and props to you. I really, sorry. It was a good video, and that's all I've got to say. Have a good one.